Bonjour tout le monde. Hello everyone. Welcome back to another episode of Learn French with Madame. Today we're going to talk about bien dit de Chapitre 4, Vocabulaire 2. So we're going to talk about Chapter 4, Vocab 2 for our upper level French. This chapter is all about au lycée, so at high school or colleges, things like that. So we've been talking about school subjects and everything along those lines. This part of the vocab is more technology. So we're going to be talking about the workings of a computer and things that you might need to work a computer, such as like download, save, and all those fun things. I will tell you a little preface or a little warning here. Some of this vocab is pretty dated. It dates back to like the 90s when they were talked about like CD burning and DVD burning and everything like that. So some of this vocab might not be super relevant. However, we're still going to learn it just in case one day in the future somebody's like, oh my gosh, I need somebody who knows how to burn CDs. And then you could be like, oh, that's me. All right. So we're going to go ahead and start with l'interface d'un ordinateur. So we're going to start with the computer interface and the workings of a computer. Our first couple words that we have up here are page précédente, page suivante, actualiser, and rechercher. So that first word, page précédente, kind of looks like precedent. So page précédente is previous page. Up next, we have page suivante. Page suivante. Now, you've heard me say suivante a lot in French, especially if you're in French 5. You've heard me say it quite often. So, page suivante, next page. Aussi, on a actualisé. Actualiser is to refresh. C'est un verb. That's a verb. Actualiser, to refresh. And as we're going through this vocab, try to pause the video and say the words after me so that way you get some real good speaking practice in and you know how to say these words. Our next word is rechercher. This one should be pretty easy to figure out. It looks kind of like the word in English, rechercher, to research. We also talked about that last word when we learned Vocabulaire 1, when we learned Vocab 1. We talked about le CDI, the Centre de Documentation et d'Information, the Document and Information Center. When we talked about that, we talked about rechercher. Okay, l'autre mot, some more words. We have les favoris. That's pretty facile. Les favoris, favorites. So like if you favorite or you bookmark something, les favoris, favorites. Aussi, on a le courrier. Le courrier, c'est facile. Le courrier, email. Aussi, imprimer. Imprimer is the verb to print. Imprimer is the verb to print. Et la dernière mot pour cette page, the last word on this page is imprimante. Imprimante is printer, like an actual printer. Okay, on continue. Continuing, we have le lien in this top left corner. Le lien is a web link. So oftentimes in your documents, I will link things. So web link, le lien. Up next is le menu déroulant. Le menu déroulant is the drop-down menu. Le menu déroulant. So if you were in Google Docs and you click on File, it gives you a drop-down menu of everything that you can choose. Our next one is le site web, and that is facile. It looks almost identical to what it is in English. Website. Le site web, website. La prochaine, we have l'Internet. That one is absolument facile. It's absolutely easy. It's the exact same in French as it is in English. So l'Internet is just the internet. Et puis, next we have l'adresse. I'm going to come back to navigateur here in a second. So l'adresse over here on the top right, we have the web address or the URL that's at the top of your page, the actual destination of what page you're on. So if you were on your Gmail, it would be mail.google.com. If you're on Facebook, it's facebook.com. So l'adresse is that web address. La prochaine, we have le navigateur. Oh, just kidding. Madame put these out of order. So accueil is the homepage. Accueil is the homepage. So if you were on your homepage of Google, you can change the background of it. Like if you go to google.com, you can change that background. We also have like a homepage for Facebook. So that's a homepage as well. The next one is le navigateur. Your navigateur is your browser. So like Google Chrome or Bing or Internet Explorer, if anybody still uses that. Le navigateur browser. So a quick recap of all of these. We have le lien, le site web, l'adresse, le menu déroulant, l'Internet, le navigateur, and accueil. All right, moving on. On continue avec fichier. Fichier is the verb to file. Fichier right here. Fichier is the verb to file. Like if you were filing something in Google Drive, how you can organize things, you fichier. So fichier is that verb that you would want to use. Édition down here. Édition is the verb to edit. So édition is the verb to edit. Right next to it, we have affichage. Affichage is to view, is view, just the word for view. So affichage is the word for view. And then en haut, up above, we have retour. Retour is the word for enter, like the enter key. So those for a quick review, we have fichier to file, retour, the enter key, édition, edit, affichage, view. Up on the top right here, I have a little picture of Microsoft Word, bringing you back to a couple decades ago. We have les utiles. Les utiles are all of these things up here. They're all tools. So les utiles are tools. Les utiles. And then on the right-hand side, à la droite, we have les barres de défilement. Les barres de défilement. So les barres de défilement are these, and those are the scroll bars. Les barres de défilement, scroll bars. All right, so let's review these before we go on. We have fichier, to file, édition, edit, affichage, view, retour, enter, les utiles, tools, les barres de défilement, scroll bars. Okay, up next, la prochaine, we have l'écran. L'écran is your screen. So your computer screen, your TV screen, écran goes with pretty much everything. So in my classroom, I have that screen that pulls down. I call it the l'écran because it's a screen. You can also use this for your phone screen or your tablet screen or whatever has a screen. So l'écran is screen. Up next, we have aide. Aide is the word for help. So aide is help. Sauvegarder, sauvegarder right here. Sauvegarder is the word to save. It's the verb to save. So sauvegarder is the verb to save. Now you might hear people say, est-ce que tu as sauvegardé le document? Did you save the document? Est-ce que tu as sauvegardé le document? Or je sauvegarde ce document. I save this document. La prochaine is fenêtre. Fenêtre right here is your window. So you know how when you're in Google Chrome and you have a window open and it's got multiple tabs, you can open a new window with as many more tabs as you'd like. Might just make your computer run a little bit slow. But fenêtre is your different windows, not your different tabs. That's something different. So different windows, fenêtre. We've already learned the word fenêtre back in French 1, but now we're just using it in a different way, just like we can use window in a different way in English. Next is the verb arrêter. Arrêter, we've seen multiple times and heard a lot before. Arrêter is the verb to stop. So you could say arrête, which means stop. So quick review of all of those words. We have l'écran, aide, sauvegarder, fenêtre, and arrêter. So we have screen, help, to save, window, and to stop. Our next couple words, we have le portable. Le portable is this whole thing in general. Le portable is the computer. Means specifically like a laptop, because you'd usually say ordinateur for a computer, but le portable is more of a laptop. Next is le clavier. Le clavier is this whole thing right here. This whole thing right here that you use to type. Le clavier is your keyboard. Le clavier is your keyboard. La prochaine, we have la souris is your mouse. La souris is your mouse. I always think this is kind of funny because just like how we call it a mouse in English, but there is a mouse that's an animal, it's the same thing in French. So mouse that's an animal is la souris, and mouse that's an item, like a computer item, is la souris as well. La prochaine, we have cliquer. C'est un verbe. Cliquer is the verb to click. Cliquer, the verb to click. So cliquer ici, click here. So we're going to see that pop up quite a few times now in our daily agendas when you see me post those. So cliquer ici, click here. Et la dernière, la touche. La touche, c'est très un peu difficile. It's a little bit difficult, but la touche is that number keypad. A lot of computers nowadays don't have these. They're like someplace different. They're up at the top of your keyboard, but la touche is that number keypad. Okay. Aussi, on a un logiciel. Logiciel right here. This is one of those words that I said was pretty old and dated. Logiciel is your software. So back in the old days, a little review for a little nostalgia for you. Back in the old days, you used to have to download software to your computer. So if you wanted to use Microsoft Word or Excel spreadsheet or Windows, your computer running software, you would have to buy the CD and then download it and install it. It didn't used to just come pre-installed on your computer like it does nowadays. Aussi, on a un graveur de CD, DVD. So un graveur de CD and un graveur de DVD. That is your CD or DVD burner. That's your CD or DVD burner. So that's another old word. CD or DVD burner. We didn't used to have like iPods or anything like that. We used to have to take music off of like LimeWire or someplace like that and download it and burn it onto a CD, and then we'd have a bunch of CDs that hung from the visors in our cars. Et puis, c'est un verbe. This next one is a verb. Graver un CD is the verb to burn a CD. So graver un CD is the verb to burn a CD. You could also say graver un DVD, burn a DVD. A lot of people don't do this very much anymore. In fact, most computers don't even come with a CD player in them. You'd have to buy them separate. I know my Chromebook from the school does not have a CD player. So if I ever need to play a CD or a movie, I have to plug in something else that will play that CD for me. La dernière on this page, the last one on this page is démarrer l'ordinateur. So démarrer l'ordinateur. Before I start first hour every day, I do this to my computer. And before you can even begin using your computer, this is what you have to do. Démarrer l'ordinateur is to start up your computer, right? So turn it on, get it running. It used to take forever, but now it doesn't take super long as you have a Chromebook. If you have any other computer, it might take a little bit longer. So all three of these words are un peu vieux, a little old, but still a little helpful just to know them at least. Okay, aussi, on a ouvrir une session. We've already learned what the verb ouvrir is. We learned that back in French 1. So ouvrir is the verb to open, and une session is just a session. So ouvrir une session is used like if you're logging into something. Like if you log into your Gmail, you're opening a new session with your Gmail. If you log into Facebook or Instagram or Twitter or anything else like that, then you're opening a new session in that app as well. Aussi, we have naviguer and surfer. So naviguer and surfer. We've learned surfer already back in French 1. Surfer is the verb to surf. So if I said surfer sur internet, to surf the internet, naviguer is the same thing, to navigate or to surf. So naviguer is to navigate and surfer is to surf. Et la dernière, this is just a bonus word because I think it's super relevant. Planter normally would mean to plant if you were talking about plants like gardening. But when you're talking about it with computers, planter it means to crash. So you could say, mon ordinateur plante. My computer is crashing. Or you can say, mon ordinateur a planté beaucoup aujourd'hui. My computer crashed a lot today. So planter is that fun word to crash, like if something just will not work. Okay, we're almost done. Télécharger. Télécharger, c'est un autre mot. It's another word similaire de sauvegarder, similar to sauvegarder, which was save. So télécharger is to download. Télécharger is to download. So you could download a Google Doc as a Word document or a PowerPoint or a PDF or et cetera, et cetera. So télécharger is the verb to download. Et aussi graver. We talked about this a little bit with engraveur de CD ou DVD. So graver is that verb to burn, as in to burn a CD or to burn a DVD. And this next one is not necessarily on your vocab list, but I think it's super needed and super necessary and relevant. We have mot de passe. Mot de passe is your password. So a lot of things are password protected now, like your email, your Facebook login, Instagram, TikTok, whatever. Mot de passe is password. All right, so we have télécharger, which was to download, graver, which is to burn, and mot de passe, which is password. Et c'est tout pour partie 1. That's it for part 1. So if you need a little bit of review, go back through, watch this video one more time. On the next video, we are going to go through and review all this vocab and add onto it. But you're halfway done with this vocab. And a lot of those expressions coming up, you've already learned before. You've seen parts, so you can put them together. So c'est tout pour aujourd'hui. That's it for today. Si vous avez des questions, envoyez-moi un email. Send me an email. Mais c'est tout et à plus.